a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but that beauty, a rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but
I'm here just to spread the message about something that really helped me that I found along the way, and it's something that really got me into a different mindset that let me know that I can accomplish big things within yourself, and especially coming from a small town, Laredo, Texas. I was born and raised here, but now I'm living in Austin, Texas, and it's a beautiful thing when you get to give back to your hometown and just spread the message, spread the good message. And I'm not here to persuade you or for you to buy anything. This is me just to spread a good message that helped me, that I can help you as well. And I'm just going to talk about my journey and how I became on what this topic I'm talking about, which is basically self-development. It's working on yourself so you can navigate things on the outside and basically rule the world. Whenever you have that strength within in your own mind and you're comfortable in your own thoughts, then you can do anything you want that you desire. And Yvette's a great example of that too, what she's putting on here in the event. I mean, it takes a lot of grit, it takes a lot of self-discipline, a lot of motivation with, you might not get from friends, family, or things on the outside, where you have to channel an inner strength within to be able to do things. And so before I get into this journey of self-development, I have to speak about my journey and how I found this route, and ultimately led me to where I'm at right now and how I'm moving right now. This right here is 3 pages of my journal entry that I had, and I'm a man that journals all the time because, that's very important to write down your thoughts for your goals and for your dreams and also your failures. So page 1, you can't really see it, but on the next page, I'm going to explain exactly what it says. I'm going to go through it. So page 1 is where I was on May 12, 2022, which was not so much of a good day for me mentally. So I'm going to go ahead and read this through. Today's not a good day mentally. I feel at my all-time low right now. My confidence is nowhere to be found. I'm awkward around people. I talk shit to myself. It's taking a toll on me. Little by little, it's getting to me. Out there, I'm different. When I'm alone, it's the real me and how I feel. I never thought I'd be writing this down right now, but I think it's time for me to write down what I feel. I hope it helps, but here I am. I want to change. I really do, but how? I need to get myself back. I never thought I would end up in this position, but here I am. This is where I'm at, 21 years old and junior in college. While this is supposed to be my best years, God thinks otherwise. I need to learn and grow day by day. George, you got it. Show up for yourself, King. So I love this day because this is the day that marked my journey, by the beginning of my journey of that I was so down here that the only way I can go is up. And the reason, when I was in this position, I would hate going to the shower because that's where all the negative thoughts would just flood in. I would tell myself, you're awkward. You can't have a conversation with this person. I would pre-think conversations and post things and review myself after having that conversation would overall just drain my energy. And, that wasn't me. But at the end, you see, I need to learn and grow day by day. And that's what I did. I told myself, this is the day I stay committed to my word of growing and becoming the person I want to be. And now for the next page, this is where I'm at right now. So right now I'm feeling great. Overall, my energy is up. My grind is consistent. My habits are rolling. My mind and heart is at peace. I'm pretty curious right now on who I'll become in the future. My brain is discovering some pretty valuable information about how the world, universe truly works. And the fun part is that this rabbit hole never ends. I guess right now I'm focused on how the universe works, both spiritually and literally. I'm reading Reality is Not What It Seems, and it's talking about scientific side of how the universe is made up. Learning about Albert Einstein. Ha, 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 ha. Like, who would have thought you would be learning about him, George? But you are, and there's a reason why God wants you to learn from this book. You're becoming a great student of life. You're meant for something unmanageable in your life, but continue to take it day by day, learn, then take action. Your podcast is going to be a success. Your community is going to be a success. You are a success. Keep reigning, King George. And seeing this side where I am now, where I'm at right now, and how I feel mentally, it's a great thing to see where I was before and then now, because it's that in-between time was so much work in the inside that it evolved me and evolved my mindset to become where I'm at right now, where I feel indestructible in the things that I want to do, that I can attack any obstacle that I want because I'm so confident within myself and my own mind. And that's the key. That's where I'm trying to get right now. What I'm trying to teach you guys and explain to you guys is your mind is the most important thing. It's the most important tool we have as human beings. This is what will get you from being successful to having your dream car, your dream house, your dream family, or it could be your downfall as well. And you saw both sides of the coin right here, where I was on my downfall from May 12th, and then I will appear where I feel like I'm on the mountaintop where I'm at December 19th, right? And it was a year and a half, or I don't know how many days exactly that was, but it it seemed forever, but it was everything that I needed. And now I am just spreading the good message, as I said before, spreading the good message that helped me. And I just want to give you some analogies and give you some things that can help you out as well, and how for you to get started in your self-development journey. So right here we have a home, and I like to consider the human mind, the human consciousness as a house, because when you're building a house and let's say you're a new homeowner and you're starting from scratch, you do not want the weakest and the cheapest materials because you're living in this home every single day, right? So let's say you decide to go with the cheapest material, and the wind blows to the left, wind blows to the right, eventually your house would collapse. And same thing with the human mind. If you don't have your strength within and your human conscious, then you are not able to sustain any things going around you in the external environment, where people can break into your home, you break into your mind, and break you down, really, because you are not strong mentally within. So this will ultimately have you on an emotional roller coaster where where people are able to influence you on the outside. For example, let's say Nancy from work is telling you something that you didn't do a good job on your task, and that influences you over here, and then Jose from the other room told you another thing that's able to influence you into another state of mind where where you're lost and you get mad and you get pissed or whatever that may be. And that overall, you're just unpredictable at that point when you're not strong mentally. So this is where I was on May 12th, where people influenced me and they knocked me off my game, and I allowed them to come into my home and break down what's in here, and which is not the goal whenever you're on your journey of life, really. Instead, we want a home that's able to sustain any storm, that you're able to walk through any storm with a strong mind, with a strong home, that no one can break into that house. And with this power, it's true dominance whenever you're going through your day-to-day life, because no one can break you, no one can push you, no one can do anything to you, because you have your goals set, you have your mindset, and you can rule the world after that. You are a dangerous person once you understand that you have a strong home and the storm can come by and it won't bother you. How would that feel if you walk in a room with so much confidence and be able to disrupt anything because you have a good mindset, and be able to do anything you want in this world? And that's where it starts getting fun, because you have a good mindset, you have a strong home, you can do whatever you want. You can desire anything. You can have the biggest house, you can have the biggest car. Whatever you want can happen, but first you need to get yourself right. And this is what I'm trying to get, where you have a strong home, right? So what makes a strong home? It's the foundation. So when we talk about the human mind, the whole point of your home is to build a strong foundation. And what I like to call the foundation for our mind is your thoughts. Your thoughts are the blueprint for your home. Your thoughts are the wood. It's the skeleton of the home. So what you tell yourself will come true. The universe is a mirror, and the story you're telling yourself is always going to come true. If you're telling yourself, like, maybe I can't do it, maybe like I'm just doubting myself, I'm not good enough to do this, the world's going to give you exactly what you want. It's going to give you that you can't do it. No, you can't do it. And you're right. This right here is not meant for you. And by doing that, you're just putting yourself down, and these doubts are happening. And that's just a recipe for disaster when you're telling yourself these stories. Instead, you want to be able to have strong thoughts where you encourage yourself, and it's self-affirmations and telling yourself in the morning, I got this. Let's attack this. Let's get this done. And once you achieve it, you're like, you did it. Let's go to bed. You did a great job today. Same thing tomorrow. It's all a story you're telling yourself, and everything will come true. So be cautious of what you tell yourself and how you speak to yourself. And what you think in your head is strong, but what you say out into the world is even stronger. So be cautious, really cautious of that. As I said before, negative thoughts equals weak thoughts. Positive thoughts equals strong. So be aware of what you're telling yourself, because they matter. Every single thing matters. And what I've noticed is that there's no in between failure or success. It's either you're working towards your goals or away from your goals. And you have to step back and realize, okay, if what I'm telling myself and what I'm doing, is it working towards my goals or going away from it? And it's an everyday battle. In the day we live in today, battles are no longer physical. It's all mental. Everything is in the head. You can become anyone you want, but if you don't have this in check, then you're not going to win. You won't win because life has its tendencies to knock you on your ass. But being able to get up and say, no, I'm going to control what I want to do. I'm commanding what I'm going to do. And having that strength within to be able to do and accomplish anything you want is the whole goal of what I'm speaking right now. And I like to call it self-mastery, where you're mastering yourself, you're developing yourself. And overall, once you get on this route and you start developing yourself, you start becoming a better person for yourself, for your mom and dad, for your friends, for your coworkers. You start becoming a better person all around, and then just you walk in the room, the energy comes up because you are working on yourself, and that's the way it works. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Might as well invest in yourself before you invest in something else and put your energy somewhere else, right? So the whole point is to grab these thoughts, these strong thoughts you have for yourself, and stack them up. It's thought, positive over positive over positive over positive, then momentum takes over in your life. And once you have momentum behind your back, nothing's stopping you, really, because you have your positive thoughts, you have your positive energy, and any obstacle you attack won't disrupt you. It can't, because you are so good within yourself, and any obstacle that comes in, you're able to just bounce it off and throw it off because you're so strong mentally. And that is the key. That will make you dangerous in this world where you can do whatever you want. And this whole event is about people accomplishing the dreams. You have booths of people putting their businesses out, and that's what it is. And that's the game. That's the game where some people want to start something and they fail because they're just not right within their self first. But once you work on the basics and get the foundation right, then you're able to accomplish anything. So you get a strong home with strong thoughts. And after that, you'll be like this little stick figure right here where you're just happy and you're just jumping up with your hands up. And because the world is now in your hands. The world is your playground after you get everything right in here. So now that I kind of explained that, the analogy with your house and human conscious, now we're going to talk about a thing I like to call autopilot. And autopilot is a concept I like to use whenever an individual is kind of going through their day-to-day habits and their day-to-day life, and they're just not knowing what's going on in their mind. And they're not aware of the thoughts coming in, coming out of their house. And, we are very habitual humans. We create habits without even knowing. Let's say you have a dishwasher right here, and then there's a trash can right here to the right of you. And for the past 3 years, it's been here, but you've been doing this for the past 3 years. And let's say the trash can moves over there because you remodeled the kitchen or something. And you're still going to be throwing trash right here until your brain gets used to over there. Because the brain's the supercomputer. Everything you train it, everything you do is basically going to happen. So autopilot, this kind of might look like for you. Students might look a little different. So you sleep, you work, you go to school, you'll eat, and then you might watch some Netflix, maybe you scroll on social media, maybe you go work out, whatever that may be, the extra activity after days done of work, right? So the problem with this is that you get in a habit and you just get comfortable. Once you start getting comfortable, that means there's no room for improvement. There's no growth. The day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. And self-development is constant growth every single day, and you're challenging yourself with different things going on in your life. So this is just a rhythm. This is kind of looking comfortable. And I mean, this is where I was too, exactly. But then once I wanted to better my life and work on myself, then I started to realize, okay, I can do more. And then once you start stacking these wins, and then momentum takes over, and then you become a different person. What I'm talking about here is basically upgrading yourself into a different version of yourself you never met before. And that version of yourself is a scary individual because they can do anything they want. They can get things on command. They can, operate on a different level in this world we live in. So the way to disrupt this is awareness. Be aware of what's going on in your mind and what you're telling yourself every single day. It's very important that you stop for a second and think what's going on in here because, intrusive thoughts come in and out every single day. Every single day things happen, and it might have you rerouting to this or rerouting to that, but well, if you're aware of your thoughts and you know what thoughts you want to associate yourself with, it's different. It's different when you know what thoughts you want to attach to yourself to put in the vehicle to success, right? So have some, it's hard to see it right here, but different ways to access awareness. This is mindful meditation, breath awareness, body scanning, and there's several other ways to access awareness, but the thing I want to talk about is meditation, and that thing helped me out so much. And the whole point of meditation is to sit in a place of stillness within your mind and let these thoughts that come left and right to dissolve, which is a hard thing. I mean, if you try to go in the other room and try to meditate yourself, just be in your thoughts within yourself, some people just can't do it at all for 10 minutes because, I mean, your thoughts are everywhere and your thoughts are just screaming in your mind. And that's where some people don't just like to be with themselves, honestly, because that's where their thoughts start beating them up. And that's where I was in May 12th in 2022 with the journal. I did not want to be by myself because that's where my mind would eat me up. But mindful meditation taught me to stay in a place and resist those thoughts and just find a sense of calmness in your own mind. So once I started meditating with practice and several practicing sessions, now I'm able to dissolve my thoughts and I'm just sitting in a place of stillness. And by doing this, now you're getting control of your thoughts and what you can actually do. Now you can pick the thoughts you want. Like, okay, this one is not going towards my goals. Let me get this one out. This one is going towards my goals. Let me put this one in. And you start playing that game like, okay, what's good for me? What's not good for me? What people do I need to cut out of my life? What people do I need to bring in my life? What habits do I need to carry so I can build myself into version 2.0, right? You start making things work. You start planning, okay, I know this is where I want to be in the future. And the thing I recommend too is to write down on a journal exactly what that person looks like for yourself. For me, myself, I would put, okay, my future self wants to read 2 chapters a day and then meditate for 20 minutes. They want to do yoga. They want to work out. They want to eat healthy. And then I have all these lists of the person I wanted to be. And as I kept growing on this journey and started practicing this, I started becoming that person because that's where I started picking and choosing what habits do I want in my life to give me the strength and power to accomplish anything I want. So meditation is huge when it comes to that because that gives you the access to your mind and be able to navigate your thoughts in any way. Your thoughts are separate. You guys are not one. You guys are two. Have you guys ever had, well, for me, speaking for the guys, I would be at the gym, right? And I'll be working out and have a nice pump and I'll be there chilling. And then I see another big guy and I'm like, in my head, I start beefing. I'm like, this guy, what's this guy doing, right? So I start beefing with him in my head. But then I'm like, what am I doing? I'm literally making thoughts up in my head, a story that's never going to happen and come true. So thoughts are not you and you are not your thoughts. So being able to understand that your thoughts are not yours. And then right here, I have a train station analogy I love to use whenever I'm in situations where I want to attach myself to a certain thought. So these googly eyes are you. And these 2 trains are, let's say this one is watching Netflix and the other one is exercising, working out, right? So the whole point of a train station is trains come into the station and they stop and they say, all aboard. Then you have the choice, you want to hop on the train or you want to, I'll get the next train. And by doing that, you have 2 options. You have that option to hop on the train and write the thought. Let's say this was watching Netflix. That might lead to, hey, it's like, you know what, let's watch another episode. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's too late. We'll wake up in the morning anyways. Or you might go through a train of thought throughout the whole day off of this one thought that can lead you down to a road you don't want to go, right? So the second option is to sit back and relax and watch the train go by. If it's coming in your mind and you're seeing the thought right here, just let it go and just watch it go, because that's the whole point of meditation, and the power of your mind is to choose what thoughts you want to attach yourself with and use these thoughts to build your life, right? So those 2 options, you hop on a train or you get off of it. But once you get good and get better at letting trains pass by and then hopping on the trains that you want to get on, then you start reaching some real pretty serious results. You start, planning out anything. You start going on a self-growth journey. You want to go graduate, you go graduate. You can do anything you want. Once you have your house in check, you have a strong foundation, then you're able to manage these thoughts and choose which ones you want to associate yourself with, and then do whatever you want. So This is where you can find me on my things. You know, you can just talk to me too, and I can let you know. But I have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, on Twitter as well. And I'm going to talk for like 3 more minutes about this because I'm going to put this down right here. So with the house analogy, with the strong thoughts, with your strong home, no one being able to break in, then using meditation to access your thoughts and being able to, okay, this is the one I want in my bucket. This is the one I don't want. You know, you start playing with something different. You start creating something different. You start, and let me tell you that you start feeling it. The world we live in right now, it's all based on energy and frequencies. And, you know, people are up here, people are down here, people are in the middle. It's all frequencies. And once you start going on this journey of self-development, you are basically building yourself to jump these different levels of frequencies. And like, for example, like let's say in a radio, whenever you're listening to a radio, let's say you want to listen to 106.1, you tune the frequency into that radio station, to that channel, and then you're able to listen to that music, right? Same thing with yourself. You have to tune yourself to be up here. And the way you tune yourself is to work on yourself, is to dig deep down and work on what's in here and not worry about what's out there. And people up here are naturally attracting opportunities left and right. I mean, for example, like with me and me speaking here on the stage, I didn't ask Yvette to speak up here. We were having a barbershop talk, and she was just asking me about my story, and I told her. She told me, she's like, you know what, George, I need you to be up here and talk to my people. I was so grateful when she gave me the opportunity, and I was just in shock. But then at the same time, that's the way things work in this world, where you start developing yourself, you start attracting different opportunities coming to you because you are that person. I got myself here, and I worked myself here to attract this opportunity. And in my life, in Austin, I see different people coming into my life, the right moment, the perfect timing. And it's a beautiful thing once you start working on yourself and things start coming into place, pieces start falling together. And, you know, this is a rabbit hole that never ends. You keep growing to a version of yourself, and you start being proud of yourself, and then you start loving on everyone else too, because everyone's just trying to make it out here too. It's a hard thing to go through life if you don't have that confidence with self. And I'm just here to spread that good message. And I'm also a man of faith, and I truly believe that I am a vessel to develop or to speak into someone else that wants to hear this message, that need to hear this message, where you are capable of anything. And as cliche as that might sound, but no, it's very true. The world is a playground where you can play. Why not work on yourself and build yourself to levels where you never thought you would be? And it might get uncomfortable at first, but it's something that's necessary. You have to do it for you to be the person you want to become. And, you know, when you're on this route, on this journey, do it for the people around you. Do it for your family, for your friends, for your community. I'm doing all this for my people. And God knows where I'll be in the future, but I will definitely look back on this day, because this is my first time speaking to an event, on a public speaking event. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to be here talking to you guys, for you guys giving me the chance to listen to me as well. As I said before, I'm not trying to persuade you or do anything. I'm just here to spread a good message that helped me out, that got me where I'm at right now. It took a lot of work for me, and you guys saw my journal before where I was not in a good place. Mentally, I was not a good place, and I was so down, and I mean, I would have not been up here. That version of myself would not have been up here. But now that I worked on myself, I am confident just to take over the world in any way I can, and in a positive way, in a godly way, and just making sure everyone is on a good place, good headspace, and, you know, just telling you that you can do it too. At any age, you can do it too. Just working on yourself and then accomplishing whatever you want and whatever desire. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for just being here and listening to me and just, you know, giving me your attention and all that. Like, I really appreciate that. And thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
A rich man's world. I have turned the soul of this beautiful land, but the